Etsy News, your place for all things that's been happening in Etsy. And I've got some good ones for you. By good, it might make you mad. um, and of course, at the end, a puppy palate cleanser, because what's Bruach been doing in the past 2 weeks? Because I skipped a week last week because Etsy wasn't doing anything madly significant, and I was tired. Let's dive into it. So, in the app, many people might not like this. When someone's clicking on a listing, now you're going to have a little box that says, when they're within the listing, they have a box that says, need help with deciding? Now you can compare similar items side by side to help you choose. This is directly ripped off of Amazon as far as I can tell. I see that in Amazon all the time. So you see your item and you can compare. It's next to several other items and you see details like the price of it, the number of stars, the estimated delivery, are returns accepted, details like that. Now, people will probably really dislike this. The point is, all the things that Etsy are adding here are to help the buyer. So firstly, yeah, you've got to stand out well within your competition. Yes, it will. For things that are very similar, it will encourage the race to the bottom, because if this pops up and you have a look and there's 4 identical things and they're identical in every way except for the price, the buyer can just hit the add to basket. There's no extra steps. They can just hit the add to basket button for somebody else's listing rather than yours. However, this can be a good thing if you are making unique things that really stand out. So if instead of being in my own listing here, I'd been in this golden retriever bookmark listing, I don't know whose this is just what Etsy picked. If I'd have been in that, now, yes, my listing's more expensive, but someone might not have thought of searching for a needle felted bookmark or whatever. So they found something and Etsy said, here's a different type of bookmark that you might like. And perhaps my item's a little more eye-catching for the customer. If you want to buy a gift for somebody, maybe you do want to spend a bit more money. So this could be good if you stand out as good. But let me know in the comments. Like everything, there's good and bad. I will say the other thing, you have to scroll down a bit to find this. People are going to have to learn to scroll down. Is it good? Is it bad? It's a bit of both. We'll have to wait and see. Etsy will keep it if it increases the conversion, in the sense of not the conversion to your listing, but people who search for something, click on a listing. Basically, if they don't get what they want, they maybe go, oh, I can't be bothered looking for anything else. I'll go to a different site. Whereas if instead of that, they look and they go, okay, that wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I'm going to buy this. So it's sort of the overall conversion for sort of each time somebody searches, the amount of money that Etsy makes, if that makes sense. So Etsy will keep it if it works in the case of people buying more often. So unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. I'm going to do some checking to see if I can find out if how we know if somebody's actually finding us through this. I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. Whoa, I thought that had got stuck. Sorry about that. I would edit it out, but I'm not going to. So we had, thank you, Jan, for letting me know about this bug. This is in Reddit, our Etsy sellers. So Known Weird, love the name, had said, wondering if anyone else has experienced this. Every so often when I sign in, I get the dreaded red IP infringement banner at the top of my dashboard. Some of your listings have been reported for IP infringement. Etsy has removed your listings and emailed you the reported listings. However, when I go to my inactive listings, which would normally say removed by Etsy, so yes, I've seen this myself. Nothing's there. I never receive an email. This banner appears once every couple of weeks or so, but my account is still active and everything else looks normal. Now, this will be scary for sellers if you've had a couple of IP infringing items taken down. When I say I know, it was like 15 years ago I got this, so I'm okay. But if you've had a couple of things taken down, you're kind of on your final warning. So if that pops up again, you might be thinking, oh, my entire shop's going to be closed. But too much is just enough. Another great Reddit username. I had this a couple of weeks ago. Here's the response I eventually got from support. Thanks for reaching out. We're currently experiencing issues with this banner to some sellers after the IP concerns have been addressed. If you see this banner and have not received an email alert, it's wrong, ignore it. So this is a scary bug from Etsy, a scary bug if you're seeing this. So if you're seeing the banner, you go to your inactive listings and there's nothing being inactivated, because if Etsy takes them down, they don't just vanish. You do get to see your listings. And obviously your shop's still open. You'd know if your shop wasn't open. You haven't had an email, it's potentially a bug. Message Etsy, have a wee shout at them, because it's a scary bug. Interestingly, Etsy in the forums, and they've been showing this on the app, showing us they've partnered with Square. But this isn't new, but people are talking about it because Etsy's putting it up. Etsy partnered with Square a long time ago. What this means is when you go to a craft fair, you can use Square to take payments, and this can be linked to your Etsy shop, so it helps you manage your inventory. Of course, it does also cost you money. Everything costs money. So as well as the Square fees to take the payments, you'll also have your 20 cents listing fee. But it is keeping track of your inventory. So some people like it. The other thing it does, which is weird, I've never done this, but people tell me this, if you make a sale, and if you're at craft fair, you make a sale through Square, then in your Etsy shop it says you've made another sale. I don't think this helps with your SEO or anything, but I suppose it makes your shop look a bit better. It's got more sales. So it's very interesting. This, again, when people are saying, how is my competitor getting 10,000 sales or whatever, they might have gone to a really good craft fair and made a load of sales there. That's another possibility that I literally just thought of just now. But Etsy has doing a special offer. So yes, did you know you can sync your Etsy shop listings with Square to accept payments in person? So what's different here is a special offer just for Etsy shop owners. We'll add a $10 credit to your Etsy account after you process $300 worth of sales from your Etsy inventory with your linked Square account between November the 1st and December the 31st. This special offer is only available to the first 15,000 sellers who connect their shops and make $300 in Square sales. So guys, the race is on to get $10 free. Does it look like I'm not that impressed? Yeah, I don't think anyone will be connecting up in the hope of this massive $10. If you're expecting to make over $300 worth of sales at craft fairs, you're doing pretty good, and it's only for a certain number of sellers. Strange. $10 credit, woohoo. Might just be me. Other people might think that's great, but yeah. Okay, let's move on. I'm sure people in Canada know this, but it's also important if you're shipping to Canada. From yesterday, Canada's post workers go on strike for a 72-hour strike. Shutting down facilities across the country will affect Canada Post's entire national network. So nothing's going to move until when 72 hours, like Tuesday or something. But the problem with these strikes as well is that things will probably go a little slow afterwards as they're catching up. So the timing's not great. It could be worse. It's not Black Friday, so hopefully the workers will get everything sorted by then. It's an absolute pain. Good news, if you are following all the steps to Etsy's purchase protection program, and check out my video talking about how to not let Etsy steal your money off you that I did a couple of weeks ago if you don't know about all of this. But if your listings are relevant for Etsy's purchase protection program, if you've shipped something, then if it turns up a bit late, then Etsy will cover it. We had this in the UK. The purchase protection program actually came out at the perfect time for us the other year. We had big strikes. It's an absolute pain. There are other alternatives to send by, but some of them are very expensive. I know, because Canada is such a large country, it's really difficult to get alternatives. Hopefully this will be short, sharp, sweet, and the workers will be able to quickly process everything. But yeah, just to let you know, probably everyone in Canada knows this, but if you're shipping to Canada, you might see an issue as well. Etsy in the news. We'll start at the bottom right, actually. Stock Titan, Etsy to present 3 major investors conferences in November. So some of them, we've got some of the words coming out of them, and a big one is Etsy couldn't work without AI, according to its CEO. So I'm going to dig into this presentation, and also, as it's talking about AI, I was just making a video on AI. I've got some thoughts myself. I've got some thoughts from respected people that I trust. Now we've going to have some thoughts from Josh Silverman, for whatever it's worth. And also, I shouldn't tell you this, but I might have some super secret data that is going to be, I'm not clickbaiting here, this is going to be really interesting and probably not what you expect. So definitely subscribe to this channel, keep an eye out for my video about AI, probably 7 to 10 days time from now. And then in some of the other things that Josh is talking about, he encourages sellers to create process videos. So I hate this word. Well, no, we've got to get used to this. Small business owners and artists can boost their visibility on Etsy by sharing videos of themselves at work. Now, people read this every time it says boost their visibility. They read this to say, oh, I've got to make videos now to rank higher. Visibility and ranking are different things. Visibility saying customers might like this, so they're more likely to like, share, and buy from you, which will over time get you seen more. It'll increase your ranking, but it's an indirect way of doing it. But absolutely, and saying process videos, they're very specifically sharing yourselves at work, because my word of the year was authenticity. People want to know that you are authentically that's the actual word. You're authentically creating the things that you create. So if you can show your workflow, and this is even if you create digital designs, there's ways to show you create, and you can put a camera over your shoulder and show you working on things, but show it's you doing the thing. And Drew Barrymore's brought out a gift guide, found gifts for every hard to buy for a friend this Christmas, and our favourite picks are under $20. Etsy, stop it. Stop it. You say it's not the race to the bottom. And the thing is, right, if people are cutting back, that doesn't mean they're buying for the exact same amount of people and just buying their cheaper stuff. That often means they're cutting back on the extra the extra cheapy gifts, and they're buying more worthwhile gifts. So stop with this, our favourites are under $20, and go, here is that gift that they are gonna love. Like, that's what your campaign is. So yeah, you're maybe not buying for all 50 people in your class for something, or whatever else. You're not buying for all your work colleagues, but you're maybe buying an extra special single thing for people you care about the most. That's my opinion anyway. And the Pupdate. How's Brooke doing in the past 2 weeks? It's been quite a 2 weeks. Good news and some bad news. So I need some good thoughts from you guys too. But he's been having some off-lead walks. We even I got brave after a really good puppy class. I told you he was going to puppy class. Really good puppy class. His second one, they wanted to try some recalls. I didn't think there was a hope of him recalling in a room with so many dogs, but he did perfectly. So I had a wee try at getting him outside off lead. There's a park that I know that's sort of like secure on three sides and a big hill up the other side, a quiet bit. I let him off lead there and he was perfect. I almost had trouble practicing recall because he was so excited at biting my shoes and sticking with me, but he was absolutely superb there. He has been getting calmer and learning when he needs to settle down. So instead of getting more and more excited and bitey and off his nut and me having to put him into his crate to forcibly settle him down, he's been settling himself. And after we've had breakfast, a little bit of work and a play, and then a walk, he comes in and cuddles up to me on the sofa, and it's really lovely. He's been meeting loads of friends, having some really fun walks with them, walks and plays, and yet getting on great. What else? Oh, he had his visits to the vets for a puppy checkup, and they all love him there. He did a wee shift answering the phones and everything. Sadly, there's a bit of bad news there. He's got a problem with his teeth that's going to require surgery next week, which is not nice to put a tiny puppy through surgery. So Wednesday, healing thoughts for Brooke, please. Hopefully it'll be okay. But other things, yes, went to a cafe, visited friends, and actually fell asleep on my friend's foot in the cafe. He's doing fantastically well. But yeah, fingers crossed on that surgery. But on that note, let's. That'll do us for this week. If I've missed anything, let me know. If you have thoughts on anything, let me know. And just give us a little crossed fingers or whatever in the chat for Brooke's surgery. But thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.